Hello everybody, this is Leonora, and I am back here today just to say hi and have a quick chat on a few messages I have been kind of getting, and having a lot of topics and classes and group sessions about a couple of things that I think could be helpful for more people. So, as always, thank you for stopping by. If you would like to support these conversations or just help out, it always does if you can like and follow below here on YouTube. And you can follow me personally on Twitter at ElementsCrazyLee. And you can follow my business, Elemental Inspirations, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, a lot of the things that have been kind of coming up have been like personal reactions, personal relationships, and just like things that people have been kind of feeling that have been almost like hindering or dissuading or like overly promoting some of the things that they're wanting to do. I do like to have some of these in kind of a little bit more of a generic modality because I don't want anyone, especially clients who do work with me here and locally, to feel like too much of their own personal stuff is coming out. So, of course, if there's more that you'd like to know, please let me know, and I'd be happy to make more videos. So I've been getting a lot of people who they're setting like a goal to like make changes in themselves, to make changes in their life, and they're moving in that direction, and they want that relationship, they want that job, they want that goal. But then what they're finding is as they move in that direction, the job is being fulfilled by somebody else. That person still doesn't want to be in a relationship with them, or reverts back to an old relationship after growing with them. We cannot take the growth of other people personally, and if we're growing and changing, we're affecting things going on in our lives, and we may not think of that or even realize that we are affecting the things going on in our lives. We are effective beings, and when we're making changes and doing things differently, things in our space are growing and changing constantly. So if you're growing and you're doing things to like better yourself, and that partner, that person does still not want to be with you, that may be a sign that that person is on a completely different path, or you may want to grow at a different rate or a different pace, and you either need to accept those modalities or realize that you need to like move into a direction with somebody else that's a lot closer to the frequency that you're actually at. If you're doing all these things for your job and you've been doing it for years and you're still not gaining the recognition, or they won't give you a title, or they keep bumping other people up over you, that's either something that you need to accept or something that you need to like realize and kind of like move on to a different space with you. We can all justify things, but us being like, it's okay for us to act like this, do this, or say this because I work hard, I deserve this, these people don't understand my position, it's okay because a lot of those modalities are just justifications of a situation. You don't want to do that, you don't have to justify it. You can say, I do not like this and I do not want to do it. If this person is making you unhappy, want to know what? It may hurt people's feelings, but you are not making me happy. I am not going to put this kind of energy into this space anymore. And even though that doesn't make me happy either, this will get me a lot closer to my actions and my feelings being what I want. These are the important things that all we have is our actions and our reactions and our emotional triggers to those things as they're happening. So if we're going along and we're being the best that we can and trying to make the best decisions we can, are we responsible for the way that everybody's reacting to us and the decisions that they're making? We are not. Everybody around us is doing their own thing, and just because you want them to react this way, if they react this way, you have no variation to that. It is not your responsibility. So when things start to like change in your world, also another thing to like keep in mind is if you try to change everything all at once, some people work in that frequency, and some people, that's what they need in order for things to like be what they want. But other people changing their relationship and their living situation and their family situation and their money situation and everything all at once, like with a relationship change or a job or living situation change. It's just too much all at once, and you're trying to reach out and grab it all, but really you need to have that realization, and that's the first step of kind of like realizing what needs to happen and what you're feeling. Then from there are going to be some modalities for some people who don't do the fast changes as well as other people. There are going to be some modalities that it is good to take time and like realize if you're having to change jobs, Like, have that recognition. I'm not happy with this job. This job isn't paying me what I need. Me and my family are not happy in this location. If you're having to change relationships, you need to like realize, I'm not happy. I have been not giving my partner the things that they need from me, even though I thought I was. I kind of feel like I was. It does not matter what you feel. When you're dealing with other people and other situations, there's so many other things. Do we all love the same way? Even though it's a 4-letter word that we all say, LOVE, do we all love the same way? Our hearts, our energies, our mind, our modalities, left brain, right brain, creative, overanalyzing, are we all the same? No. So when it comes to those modalities, are we all thinking and practicing and doing things the same way? No. We can use the same word car, but when some people say that, they literally mean SUV, truck, minivan. So is that same 3-letter word like relatively describing the same thing? No. So when you get into bigger modalities, like I made this choice for us and our family or our relationship to move in this direction, and now you're moving over here, we are not all on the same page. And when you take things so personally that you're like, I'm doing everything I need to, and this other person is not doing what they need to be, you're becoming reactive, you're making excuses, and you're making judgments. Wake up and like realize everything you say and everything you do or don't do and don't say has a repercussion whether you like it or realize it or not. You're not in control of other people's feelings. Just because you did this and you feel this way does not mean that your romantic significant partner who you've been with for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years is not going to have the same incident happen and have a completely different feeling or emotional reaction. And there's nothing you can do, and that doesn't mean anything's wrong with you or anything's wrong with your partner. It just means that either you guys need to work on your communication, you need to sync up your vibrations, like kind of pulling together, SYNC, and have your lives and your energies like moving in that direction of kind of coagulating and understanding each other. So when those moments do happen, you don't take it personally. That you realize, hey, I don't feel the way that they do about that, but that's okay. They feel that way, but now we need to talk about this, get back on the same page, and kind of, appreciate and respect each other's feelings. When one of us feels like we're doing all the work, when one of us feels like we're doing all the errands, when one of us feels like we're taking care of all the kids or the pets or making all the money and whatnot, relationships are so important because even if you live with your parents, there is a relationship there that needs to be respected, including your parents respecting you. But we can't make people change their feelings. We can't make people change their emotions, but what we can do is understand more. We can step outside of our boxes, we can step outside of our head, and we can understand, hey, want to know what? I see why they made that choice. I can see why they reacted that way. But when we're not in that space, and we're wanting to change things and move things and have all these like big changes, or not want to have to make all these big changes, all we are doing is justifying actions or trying to understand things. And as we understand things, we can learn and grow, move out of that situation, change our situation, get into a new situation, and not take the baggage of these things into the next thing, because otherwise you're taking all those justifications, all those verbal understandings, and just taking them to the next job, location, relationship, family with you as you go. That does not mean that you have to forgive anything. That does not mean that you have to burden yourself with things that you have not really done. But every single one of us, we choose to go left or right. We choose to put on certain colors. We choose to have our hair a certain length or a certain shape or a certain size. These are choices, and they have reactions, whether someone doesn't like that you turn left, that you didn't use your blinker, that you did use your blinker, but you put it on too soon. I'm using a very petty and daily modality because that's as simple as it is. So when we get into deeper things that our partners don't like, that, we went out with the girls or the boys last night, or that you spend too much time doing this. A lot of people take the fact that you don't tell them that you talked to the in-laws, or that you went grocery shopping and didn't tell them, or you went on a road trip, around the block, or when it's out in the park without them, that they consider that cheating. And so, as simple as that may be, open up your communication, speak truth. When we're holding stuff in, it hurts ourselves, it hurts our partners, and that doesn't mean you should run up to your boss or your kids or your husband or wife or, significant other and turn around and tell them, hey, I'm pissed off and, I quit doing this. I'm not happy that you're doing this. It means that you need to recognize, like, I'm unhappy with this. The next time this happens, I need to, vocalize that I feel unhappy about these things and kind of move in that direction of expressing yourself in a more happy and healthy way instead of lashing out or keeping those things in. If your people in your life, your family, your coworkers, your people do not accept your feelings and your emotions, that's okay. That's okay. But for you to hold them in and not express those things, or for them to take them personally, that is also not okay. It is time for us to grow, to get out into the world, accept ourselves, but we have to accept that we do wrongs and that we have repercussions for everything we say and do, or everything we say and don't do. You cannot necessarily hold yourself accountable for every single thing because you can't match 5,000 personalities a day if you work customer service. You can't be in every single person's head and bubble and shape. But you can try and you can do your best and you can work your hardest, and that's really what trying is doing everything you can to do that and just that. It is our responsibilities to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, and when we're not doing that, all these other decisions that we have to make out there are harder. If you give your significant other power to do the grocery shopping or take care of the kids, then when you come home from work and you start to proselytize and whatnot in front of your children or in front of your pets or in front of any of those kind of things, that's going to devalue your significant other, and it's going to kind of give you more of that dominance, and it's going to continue to create certain things there. I wanted to share some of these things because I have had more people than I can count emailing me, calling me, and coming into the business for services on these exact topics. And it's a bigger modality, I think, that is more of an energy shift and a vibrational shift that we're just more needing to be aware of. That if we are all just stuck in this space, in this box, and everything just has to be in this certain order and based on our feelings and our understandings of things, we're going to keep running into these same problems and these same things on different days, on different variations, and it's going to keep making you feel these same things are coming back up. When a lot of the time just realizing simple things, and again, I am talking a little bit more in a wider variety, but just simple things of realizing, want to know what? I've lost care for my job. So it's hard for me to do this because I don't love it the way that I used to. Or I watch all these other people go out and do these things and I'm never getting to do any of those things. So it's made me kind of, bitter about that. Don't be that way. Love, appreciate, open your space up. You see that your spouse is frustrating you. Really, it is up to you to realize, what are you not doing? That doesn't mean that you're doing something that deserves something, but at the same time, I'm not communicating enough. I'm not spending enough time with them. I'm not valuing their opinions or their feelings enough. I'm not spreading myself a little bit more so that I can be in that space with them. Now, that comes to a realization, do you want to do those things? And if you're not willing to do those things for this person, is the next person you get into a space with going to want some of the same things? That's where that realization really comes into focus. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want to do these things, but these things are things that a lot of people want and like, and if I like this personality type person, these are the kind of things that I might have to sacrifice and give up for that. I'm not going to continue on. I think I've got my message across to everybody. So continue to go into 2018 and just create the space that you want. Acknowledge the things that you need to. Quit justifying things and put your modalities out there to kind of free flow. Be transparent. Be fluid. Don't let everything come in and hit you like a solid rock. Let them flow through you and around you, and realize that words like love, feelings, vibrations, they are outside of a spectrum of a singular vocabulary that describes what these things are, and for every single person you run into, these things are different for all of us. Thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. This is Leonora. It's great to see you, and until next time, blessed be.